And we're back with more Dread Delusion. So, I've literally just walked upstairs and slept. On the previous episode, found a ghosty boy. Ah, the rotten coffin, my favorite haunt. Ghost looks quite pleased with itself. You dare not think how many times it has told that joke. So, we have a waypoint. We have a rough idea of where we're going to be going. That's the house they're talking about for the record. Yeah. And we're going this way. Again, there's more of that verticality to the game. My reckoning, that is directly underneath the thing. Right? Yeah, because that's the your ribs, right? So we must be underneath here. So I guess we're starting with this. Oh, what that thing was, but it is what it is. Who knows? The door smiles and extends its fangs. Only those loyal to the king may pass. Swing it drunk from a wrist. The door sinks its fangs into your wrist. It drinks and drinks and drinks until your legs feel weak and your arm is numb. Finally, it releases you. Your blood is tainted by treachery. You may not pass. Well, that's kinda shitty. Right. So, with that said, what do we have to do instead? So, the crypts are guarded by a fanged door, returning from its entry for those loyal to the hooded king. You should ask the seneschal about this. You're not gonna let me out, are you? Iron ore. Here you go. It's a little annoying. Well, let's head south. Or yeah, let's head south. That's really east. So yeah, we're going to go this way and then south because we want to sort of explore. Well, we've got two things we need to do in the east, and we want to Go to that mine sort of first, right? Is the idea. What's this suspecting? I was suspecting that we'll end up with a shortcut from Ryder's sort of estate, right? We are signposts for a sentient worm, but we can't see said sentient worm, so... Is it up the hill there? Oh, there he is. I sees it. He's in the counter for the Z dimension. To the mine. A lot of fine ore, which is great, but not actually what I'm after right now. The great creature looms overhead, engulfing you in blasts of putrid warmth breath. Though the creature's mouth does not move, a voice creeps through your mind like a choir of whispers, somehow deafening in the unison. Fortunate morsel, you are tasteless. This worm has no interest in your flesh. Who is this? We are a collective of thoughts, trapped within the mind of this worm. Endless and lingering echo of this worm's victims, devoured from within our crypts. It is rare to speak as a mortal morsel such as yourself. We have waited a long time for such an opportunity. Will you help us with a certain matter? Without knowing what it is. Let us explain. This worm. We do not share its hunger. We are, after all, a remnant of its victims, and its species do not bring us pleasure. We purpose to stop the worm ourselves, as we can exert only a limited influence on its body. But there may be a way to pacify the creature for a time. We would simply need a delivery. Delivery of what? The urns of anguish, sealed deep within the mausoleums. They contain the cremated remains of many endless who were long ago burned by the living. A cruel fate, as their consciousness lingers, but with no body to create sensation. The endless trapped in their exist in a perpetual darkness. So if they were to join us,
could perhaps be a bit of fate. The sealed urns have yet escaped the worm's nose. But the edges are of such magical potency, we are sure they would satiate the worm, and the mausoleums be left in peace. It's 3 urns of anguish. You will have our gratitude. 2 reside in the mausoleums, a 3rd is elsewhere. We know not where.
I need water. Here's me a second. How did I slay the worm? A discord of laughs ring through your mind.
Your delusion is an amusing morsel. What would you say it with? The needle you carry? No. You would simply be eaten. Furthermore, cells would likely perish. We are in disagreement as to whether that is a desirable outcome.
So is this some reward?
We self-lever of control of the worm's body. We feel a treasure lodged in its throat, accidentally consumed in the last feast. Perhaps we could dislodge it.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Also,
Note, morcel, not mortal. You feel like we've been punished there for me not thinking to look up when we were running around the base of that thing before. Like some sort of utter nutcase. Right. Let's gonna run around the corner here because we had seen. Okay, we're still on a decidedly higher tier, so we're not going to do that for now. We're going to keep going around this level and exploring what's here. Oh, that's some money though. See, unlike the other map where sort of on a fairly regular basis getting like jumped by goblins and whatnot, this one's like surprisingly passive considering we literally have guards escorting us places. Now, we are probably on the western map, so this is possibly where we've been asked to go. This almost appears to be... Okay, we're here to explore. Let's explore. You can tell us what this is. No, we're just going to get told it's roughly here. Cool. You see then. Groundskeeper. The endless sweeps the ground with his rake, though he just seems to be moving around the dirt. As you approach, he looks startled.
Ah, breather. Didn't notice you there. Not often I see your kind around.
Who are you?
Who am I? Well, that's a good question. I've been wondering myself lately. I seem to have forgotten my name a few decades back. Was it Yem or Glopus, perhaps? It's all a jumble. Anyways, I'm the groundskeeper for the Duchess, at least. I think I am. Not seen the girl for a good century or so, and I'm starting to wonder if I made the whole thing up.
What is this place?
Time ago, before we call ourselves the Endless, these islands were known as Verdant. Our houses were made from beautiful wood. Not those large, huge stone tombs you see here today. This part of the island was the only place left where you can see a remnant of how things used to be. The rest of it all has rotted away. It's also where the Duchess lives, but she never leaves her manor. And it was the Duchess? You can sure try. Her family manor is over yonder, but it's mostly a ruin now, and she's hidden the entrance with a spell. You'll have to figure it out how to get across somehow. She's also enchanted a bunch of skeletons to patrol the place. So what's your step? They can't really think. It's just a spell holding them together, so they probably won't hesitate to swipe for you. So we're going. I mean, to be fair to him, there's a fair amount of green around his house. So, this is what I thought it was going to be. It's probably not the one we were being pointed at, but we'll explore anyway, right? So this is one of our objectives. And West and West will have to run back. I mean, there was that logic hat, but I'm hoping we can possibly survive without getting it. And if West and West will teleport back to town and get what we need. And the undead can die, so that's the thing. The thing that I don't get, right? If nothing dies around here, why are the headstones? I mean, is it a case that they have buried themselves when they remembered themselves, or what? Is it a allegory against dementia, or ow? Guns for you. That skeleton breathed at me. Breathed, I say. Okay. So presumably we need to find one of those. Unseen device, you say? One thing that is noticeable or notable for this area relative to the last one is that we seem to be getting less experience, like a description, relative to the previous zone. Which is somewhat interesting. Entrance. Now, where did the other guy go?
to somewhere. Yeah. So we need a third one at the very least. Wherever that may be. So running down here. I'm gonna go here. I think that's actually where we came in from. That's fine. Well, then I have to run over here and grab some of this. Ooh, baby. Ooh, yeah, glorious silk. Silk, glorious silk. We need to go here. We need to change this for this. Woo! Not very much money. Getting a lot of fine ore though, which is nice. Which, to be fair, we did get told this is sort of one of the things this particular region is sort of notable for, right? Produces ore, which is then exported to the Clockwork Kingdom, who make it into cool stuff. It's almost like somebody should put some thought into the world building. The Bridge of Trippiness. Whole coins? My god. These all look as though they are destructible, right? Every single time. Oh, and we got a mirror. Teleportation. Where I suspect we are? Can't really tell. Initially, yes. Quite a cool design. Why you need your bookshelves to float with you, I don't know, but we'll talk. Hanging in the gloom, the endless woman is engrossed in ritual. She hisses violent, unfamiliar words while her hands trace sparks of light through the air, illuminating the books and the dust around her. How politely. The woman seems oblivious to your presence, her face inscrutable behind her mask. She continues to mutter esoteric phrases while sculpting glyphs of light. What are you doing? She screams, her voice seething with a wave of magical energy that sends the books crashing to the floor. Do you know how difficult it is to weave parallel cipher syntax while some idiot is talking in your ear? She frowns and she groans in frustration. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a family crisis, and you caught me trying to conjugate a pair of superlatives. Sometimes I just hate cipher semiotics. Well, I suppose if you bypass my security measures, you must have come here for a reason. He studied you a moment. You're not a cadaver assassin, are you? Sent by that infernal rider to try and lop off my head or some such? No, I'm not an assassin. Well, that's exactly what an assassin would say. I had to be sure. I'm just going to have to poke around your mind. You may feel some tingling in your brain, but don't worry. This rarely leads to permanent damage. You save. A pain slices through your head, followed by a plethora of discomforting feelings. Your senses are jumbled. You hear smells, taste sights, breathe sounds. Everything warps and you feel nauseous. But then you feel yourself back in your family home. The warm light of your neuron star filtering through tall windows, making your ornaments glint. You sit, playing with toys, as your nanny smiles. Yes, you remember the comfort of home before you knew of the world's terrors. Her voice cuts through your dream. Ah, mortal. You were born a noble? I understand that gilded cage all too well. This isn't enough. I need more. Another wave of nausea. Reality churns around you until you wake in an inquisitorial prison cell. The smell of rust and shit filling your nostrils. Ah, so that's it, eh? You're with those Inquisition bastards. You're not a player, just some pawn there scheming, blackmailed with the threat of oblivion. How pitiful. Once more, you're submerged in memory. You see Vela's ship drifting away from you, and with it, your only hope of salvation. Ah, so it's Vela you're after. I sailed with her for 10 years, even called myself a Dark Star. But I assume you knew that. That's outside me. Ah, so that sea slug's still with us. I must admit, I always thought the drink would kill him. But to hear he's working with the Inquisition after all we've been through, well, this only deepens my suspicion. So tell me, do you kill for your masters? Do you take the lives of others to preserve your own? Have a conflict wherever I can. So you're either a pacifist, a coward, or a liar. Let's see the truth, shall we? The mind reels once more. You see the men and monsters who have stood in your way, and you've clashed swords, evaded blows, buried your steel into their flesh. You remember the chaos, the thrill, the bloodlust. The truth is, you enjoy it. He seems taken aback. Mortal, you're a monster. The blood that you spilled, no one can ever atone for such wanton violence. But I suppose I have no right to judge you. My conscience is hardly clear. But what's this? Searing pain, you see the flesh farm. Screaming in agony. You see Ryder, his cruel gaze, and you remember the deal you made. Ah, so you are in league with cadavers. Your actions, whether in spite or folly, have cast a dark shadow on this island. And yet I see nothing to show that you mean me harm. I'll spare you the torment of further mind probes, mortal. Any more and your brain could burst. And I don't want to clean that up. But where are my manners? We've learned all about you, and I've not introduced myself. The Duchess, at your service. Well, really, I'm Philomena Coverage, Duchess of Battleshire. That's quite the mouthful, eh? If you'd arrived about 6 centuries ago, I would have greeted you into a bustling household, alive with music and merriment. My servants would have offered refreshment. I would have introduced you to my 5 darling children. Ah, how it is that 600 years can pass so quickly. Now I drift in this cold tomb while my estate lies in decay. Seems like you miss your former life. There's not an endless around who doesn't. For most of us, it's hard to think of our mortal lives without opening the door to our demons. You see, I became Duchess the day my father died, in the Great Devouring. Do you know what that was? Then you will know it was the darkest stain in my people's history. The endless were born with an insatiable hunger. For decades we feasted upon those we called kin, that we once called kin, and my family was no different. I was 5 and 30 years of age when it happened. I had a husband, 5 beautiful children. So, you know the cruelest thing? There was a part of us that knew what was happening. And as I tore out my husband's flesh, I howled, not in anger, but in sorrow. As my daughter gorged upon the bowels of her brother, I saw the tears streaming down her face. As I picked up my infant son, not 3 months old, I wanted to hold him, to kiss him. I never meant to. Her voice croaks, and she's silent a moment. Alright. Save your tears, mortal. There are some things you will never understand. To be aimless is to live with a terrible guilt. It is the same for all of us. But while most find comfort in the rituals and traditions of old, I find them suffocating. But there I go again, dredging up the past. I think it's why I stopped getting invited to all those mausoleum balls. So tell me, mortal, this hunt for Valor, what do you hope to accomplish? Also from destroying the world. The world is at stake, and you would save it? Admiral, but of course that's not how she sees it. I wonder, do you understand what's truly at stake? There is a hidden language to the universe, mortal. A web of signs and signifiers that establish the very rules by which we live. And Valor, she wants to change it. She wants to change reality itself to create a new world. How would that work? When we cast a cipher spell, we are speaking in the hidden language of the universe. The rules, the grammar, the syntax, the signs themselves, all of us, from the humble scribe to the powerful cipher wizard, must adhere to these constraints. When we don't, there's often dire consequences. Like the Endless. Exactly. The spell cast by our king all those years ago was ambitious indeed. The errors were likely minor, but when applied to the whole kingdom, it was catastrophic. But if Valor's plan worked, she'd make the impossible possible. With a click of her finger, she could raise an empire. Make anyone truly immortal. Even raise someone from the dead. Sounds dangerous. Indeed. I have often weighed the dilemma in my mind. Would it be for good or for ill? My people live in torment. Our decaying bodies and haunted minds are prisons from which there is no escape. But could Valor's plan be our salvation, or would it subject the whole world to a similar torment? I haven't yet made up my mind, but if I'm honest, I would like to be there when the decision is made. Then help me find Valor. Alas, I'm somewhat engaged for the moment. I think I mentioned a family crisis. My daughter has been stolen from me. Her name is Ellen. Of all my children, she alone remains. I can still see her at 9 years young, holding my hand in the lush grass of Verdant. Everyone in the village knew that beaming smile. She is 9 years old still, and the feeling of her hand in my own is all that keeps me clinging to this wretched existence. Now those damned cadavers have taken her. Oh, I am trying. The cadavers are obsessive with their hatred of me. I must move slowly and carefully. But you, as a stranger to the whole situation, you may very well have some advantage. The cadavers are a secretive bunch, but I've caught wind of one of them frequents the rotten coffin and sepulchre. He wears a full suit of armor and holds a key that will grant access to the upper levels of Cadaver Keep. He surely won't speak to me, nor my lackeys, but you're an outsider. More than that, you're immortal, and cadavers are very interested in mortals. Why are they interested in mortals? Oh, did I forget to mention? While most of the Endless eat from Penitent Thor's mindless flesh farms, the cadavers still believe it's their right to feast on sentient flesh like you. But don't worry, I'm sure you'll be fine. My daughter has a signet ring on her finger. Find her, and I'll help you track down Valor. You have my word. Okie dokie. So, we have got a new task. Now, we know they're basically... that way. in the north. But we're going to keep getting south because we want to get to that mine. Now, I'm going to drop a cut in here and we'll keep heading south. So I'll be back shortly. Thank you for watching.